Hello everybody, this is Ron Taylor with the Roughcut Overview. We're talking about 1 Timothy chapter 5. And once again, it would seem as though Paul is emphasizing with Timothy to recognize and acknowledge and craft the ministry that he functions in based on where people are at in life. So some verses here that are famously and often misquoted, such as, money is the root of all evil. The word actually says the love of money is the root of all evil. And a few verses later, he says, tell those that are rich in this world to trust in the living God who gives us richly all things to enjoy. All things are for our enjoyment. He says, those of you that are under masters, obey them in all things, especially if they're of the household of faith. You count them worthy of honor, and always honor the people in front of you, because I'm adding this as a parenthetical, because Jesus died for them. They're important to God. The revelation of them in Jesus Christ is important to God for them to come to the point of understanding that. So there's nobody you meet that's without value, whether they are your master, maybe they're treating you poorly, or your employer. You could say these days your employer, treating you poorly. It doesn't matter. It doesn't diminish their value. Their conduct doesn't change how God sees them. Just like our conduct doesn't change how God sees us. It's easy for us to put that on our heads, but we don't want to put that on other people's heads. We want to say, well, maybe God's going to judge them or take up vengeance on my behalf because of what the things they've done to me. But we don't necessarily turn that around very often and say, you know what, we need to be thankful for the fact that God's grace reaches us and embraces us and helps us to be at peace. And no matter what our situation is or a lot in life, the Lord is with us, and he loves all of humanity. Nobody's outside the scope of his love, and nobody's outside the scope of his hope of revelation of who he is and who they are in him. So in Jesus' name, we'll see you next time.